All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my first review for the premiere episode of Stranger Things Season 3. This one is called Suzie, Do You Copy? Alright, and spoiler warning if you guys have not seen the premiere episode for Stranger Things Season 3 yet. So, yesterday, 4th of July, happy Independence Day to all of you guys down south. Hope you guys had a good one, and that means, of course, for this year that we get to look forward to the release for Stranger Things Season 3, which has just hit. And I haven't seen as much promotion this season as I did for Season 2. Season 2's premiere was like when it first dropped, it was the most downloaded series they ever had, and it was huge and incredible and everything like that. I haven't heard as much for Season 3 of Stranger Things, which makes no sense because Stranger Things is absolutely incredible. I think it is easily the best, at least for me anyway, my favorite Netflix series they have ever done. Compared to any of their other shows, I've enjoyed it more than any other one, and it's only been on for 2 years, for 2 seasons. This season took a little while to get here. They had to delay it due to the, again, victim of its own success. A lot of the stars of the series getting other roles, becoming, big stars in their own right after a couple seasons of Stranger Things, and it took them a little bit longer to get this one done. They decided to do it, like a summertime type thing, and do it for Independence Day and all that. So that's very cool. And I have not seen the rest of the episodes yet after episode 1. I've only seen episode 1. I just watched it, wanted to review it with you guys straight away. And of course, we'll do more reviews this week after I binge watch the whole rest of the third season. So look forward to that. Reviews will be in the channel soon, but I gotta watch the episodes first. And I definitely wanted to post a episode 1 because that's the big one, the premiere, and then the finale as well too, very big. And then maybe we'll do a review for the whole third season, which I think we will, or Stranger Things 3, as I like to call it each year. So really fun first episode for Stranger Things Season 3, continuing on with sort of the same Stranger Things vibe that we had, and an awesome use of Day of the Dead. You guys know that. If, you guys know I love it, right? Like, that you're like, Trev must love it. I absolutely positively do. Day of the Dead is actually, if you guys are new to the channel, I've said many times before, it's my favorite zombie movie. The Walking Dead movie hasn't finished yet. That'll be coming out next year in 2020. So that may give Day of the Dead a run for its money. It probably will. But, rest in peace, Romero and everything. Day of the Dead, absolutely fantastic. You guys would know it right away. You're like, oh, Trev's going to love this. It's like, oh, yeah, you know it. Of course I do. That is amazing that they put Day of the Dead in Stranger Things 3. I mean, Stranger Things is like a time warp to watch. I think it is, really special series for anyone who grew up in and around the 80s or the early 90s, because that's when, a lot of these movies were popular and that. And it just brings back so many things from, growing up and coming of age for viewers that I think it's really, really something special. I always have said that, ever since after the first season. And, this third season premiere is right in line with that as they sneak into the movies to watch Day of the Dead. Awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. So we get to see where everyone is at this time and what they've been up to since the end of Stranger Things 2. We get to see, for example, that Steve has a job in the mall at the ice cream court or the food court at an ice cream shop. And he's having big time trouble with the ladies because none of them are interested when they see him at work. He's like trying to pick them up, and he's got like the ice cream hat on and this kind of stuff. He just keeps striking out every time. It's just not working for him. We have Will and Dustin. So Dustin coming back from camp, and it's kind of like everybody's starting to come of age. And for him, he also is having some romantic trouble as well. You have Lucas, who's with Max, so they're continuing, and apparently Dustin has himself a girlfriend, which is Suzie from camp, but she's a distance away. So he has Cerebro, which is his radio antenna to be able to reach her in range, and everyone's kind of questioning whether or not she's even real, and they don't think that she is because she doesn't answer after they set it up. And you have Mike and 11 or L that keep kind of running off to kind of make out and just spend time together and kiss and everything. And so you have Hopper, who's getting really, really pissed off because he's basically her adoptive father, and so he's upset that Mike's getting all her attention and they're kissing all the time, and he's seeing them through the crack in the door, and then he comes in and they act like nothing's going on, and they're taking some liberties with him, and he's starting to put his foot down. You have Winona Ryder returning as Joyce Byers, who's kind of his sounding board and kind of helping him sort of deal through with his emotions and talk about his feelings. It's just really funny. Which I did enjoy a lot in this first episode, to see him try to confront them and kind of talk about what's going on, and it just doesn't work at all. He's practicing, he's got like anxiety about it. Then he finally confronts them, and it just doesn't work. And they're kind of laughing at him and this whole thing, and they just get his temper. He just rages out, and then brings Will or Mike in the car and gives him a stern talking to. Which is really funny, man. So I enjoyed all that, and they're so adorable, right? 11 and Mike, which we saw in season 2 as well too, when they were at the dance and that kind of stuff. Is really some adorable stuff between the two of them, and it's starting to get on his nerves. So this is a continuation of that. We also start the episode off kind of with the intro for the season and our villain making a return, or monster, I guess. And it looks like from the trailer we got the idea that it basically takes over Billy this season. I thought that Billy might be killed off for a little while. Now he comes back, he's like a lifeguard, and all these cougars are after him and stuff, right? So you have Karen Wheeler, who's like one of the cougars, who goes off with him, and at the end of the episode, when he gets taken with all the rats and possibly possessed by that shadow creature that was doing the same thing in the second season, which was a cool villain, and I'm glad that it's coming back because it does have some interesting stuff about it, and it could be cool to see again this year. Also with him, because I thought he'd be killed off a while ago. Same with kind of Max, but she's now Lucas's girlfriend, so I guess it's kind of okay, maybe not so much. But you have the 80s theme music throughout, right? We got Never Surrender, which is fun. Let's see, so that one, and then you've got let's see, when he's at the pool, Hot Blooded, right? So that's another fun one, the rats and everything, and the ice cream in the mall, like I said. And let's see what else we got. We've got the share your feelings stuff, just being really, really funny. And your mom calls about your grandma, and then he lies about it. Ella's gonna be pissed off. But it also adds to because she's got the superpowers, it kind of makes the situation a little bit more kind of tricky because he wants her to listen to him, but she's very mistrusting of authority because of how she's been treated throughout her life, obviously with Elle. But at the same time, she's got the superpower, so trying to control him is a bit like trying to control the Phoenix or something. Jean Grey, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work so well, right? It's hard to do that. See Professor X, Cerebro, this kind of thing. So some X-Men feels for me in this one. So funny episode. Feel for Dustin in this one. I tend to think he is probably telling the truth. I think he does have this girlfriend named Suzie. Nobody believes him, but that kind of puts me in a situation where I'm kind of like, I think she probably is real. Maybe some of you guys who've seen further ahead know that she either isn't or is, and we'll have to see. Grace being sad in this one because, of course, her what was the boyfriend's name last year was killed off. So there was that. So. I think that's good for a review for this first episode. You get the Russian kind of crossover with him picking up their speech and not knowing what they're saying, but they're responsible for bringing the thing back, it looks like. And we'll have to see what else they've got for us this year. So I love the premiere. Again, took me into a time warp, brought me back to the 80s and growing up in high school and that kind of stuff. I grew up in the early 90s, but a lot of it was very similar and very cool. I also enjoyed the recap and Dragon's Lair and stuff like that. Oh, it's really, really cool stuff. So in terms of score for the premiere episode, I thought this was a good premiere to get things started. It gave us enough character stuff with the drama and everything and continuing the story of everybody to keep us interested. Kind of a cliffhanger at the end with Billy, so you got to come back to watch the next episode to see what happens. And it looks like it's going to be a good one. Oh, I didn't touch on Nancy and Jonathan, who are kind of working, and no one takes Nancy seriously because she's a female, and that was like early 80s, they said, right? So June... I was in 1984. Is that when they said when Day of the Dead hit? I forget when Day of the Dead originally, because obviously I was too young. I was born in 86, so I watched it later on. But it's my favorite zombie movie for sure. And back in that time, they didn't take women so seriously in the workplace. It was kind of seen as like men's, or there were certain jobs anyway where they just wouldn't listen at all to her feedback or anything, which is yeah, it's pretty insensitive, and to see it now from today's society is it's pretty crazy. But I guess back then that would have been kind of the norm. So it's she's kind of she's having a tough time at her job and stuff, but everybody likes John and respects John because maybe it's a gender thing actually, yeah. So you get kind of that touch too. So in terms of the score for the premiere, I'm having a tricky time reviewing just the first episode because it's just the first episode of the series, but I guess I'll give it a 9.3 because I did enjoy it a lot. I love that they brought Day of the Dead in. That was so cool. And, I like to see all the characters back and to see where they're going to go next with them. They did say they're thinking 5 seasons for Stranger Things. So this is the third season, maybe a couple more, and that'll probably be it for Stranger Things. So don't expect to see too many more years of Stranger Things unless something changes. Honestly, the series is so good. I hope they can just continue as long as they can. But, we'll have to wait and see. So I'm looking forward to watching the rest of this first season, binge watching it. Let me know what you guys thought if you got to watch the first episode and whether or not you think Suzie is real. What your favorite part of the premiere episode was. Mine has to be Hopper confronting the two about their relationship. And it just, talking about feelings just not working, right? Not working. Thumb out the review if you guys liked it. Share, favorite it, and subscribe to the bottom left if you're new. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. For Stranger Things, always this Trev. Say peace. Later, guys. See you soon.